going to make a zipper bag, and I have our cording foot. The cording foot, if you'll notice on the back side, has a little tunnel in the back. That's going to carry the teeth of your zipper when you're inserting the zipper. So we're going to go ahead and remove our standard foot. Go ahead and release the presser foot and install our cording foot. And lower my presser foot and snap the foot on and just give it a little tickle just to make sure it's on there. I always like to zip and unzip my zipper before I get started just to make sure it's good to go once I put it in that little project of mine. So now if you notice, I'm going to take my zipper and I will have it right sides down. I'm going to raise my presser foot. I have my needles up, so when I slip the zipper teeth up underneath the presser foot, it's going to allow that zipper to flow freely underneath the presser foot. And notice that the zipper pull is just ever so slightly, about 1/4 of an inch behind the presser foot. And lower your presser foot. So now we're going to take our fabric, right sides up, and slip it underneath the zipper. We're going to start on the right side of the zipper. We're going to serge all the way down to the end of our fabric. All I'm doing is just guiding my fabric underneath my zipper. And once I get to the end of my fabric, I'll stitch a little bit further. And then I'm going to swing the rest of my zipper off to the left. The zipper has a little piece of metal at the end, so we want to make sure that we're not running over any metal when we're installing our zipper with our serger. I'll just go ahead and trim my little tail there, and go ahead and zip up my zipper. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and snip ever so slightly in the edge of the zipper that I haven't stitched, right at the edge of each side of my fabric. That's going to help us have a bag that's straight, and that way we're not going to have a wonky bag. There I go. I'm going to snip the second side right at the edge of the fabric, and I'm just snipping into the zipper ever so slightly. Okay, so now let's unzip our zipper once again. And now we're going to slip the other side of the zipper underneath our presser foot. But you'll notice that I've flipped the zipper, so now we're going to slip the top side of the zipper underneath our presser foot, and I still have the zipper right side down. The right side of the zipper is facing our serger. So notice that I've slipped the zipper underneath and just slid it up to where I see that first slit that I've cut, and then I'm going to lower that presser foot. Now I'll grab the other piece of my fabric that I've prepared and slip it underneath the zipper, right sides up, and I'm lining up the top of the fabric with that slit, just underneath that slit. That's going to help me keep that zipper bag straight. It's going to line up with the other side of our zipper, and that's why that little slit is helping us do that. You could use a pin and mark those edges, but I just find it's easier to just slit those ever so slightly. So now I'm at the end of the zipper. I'm going to go ahead and swing off to the left, because again, you can serge over the metal part of the zipper. There we go. So now we've got it finished. And you're just going to want to flip the zipper over. Just kind of look at the top of your zipper pull now, the right side of it. And if you need to, just make sure you'll flip your fabric pieces to where you have them both facing right side up. And you'll notice now I've zipped the zipper halfway. We're going to keep it halfway open. So now we're fixing to get ready to stitch the bottom of our little bag. Just slip that fabric underneath the serger foot. And I don't even have to raise my presser foot. Whenever I'm serging, I get into the habit of, if I have lightweight fabric and I don't have to raise that presser foot, I get into the habit of not raising. Just serge all the way way down the bottom of our little bag. There we go, a nice serge seam. It finishes and cuts it really nicely. So now I'm going to open up the zipper bag on the ends. I'm just going to pull the edges open. Now what I'm doing here is we're going to line up the zipper teeth with the bottom of our little bag seam. So you'll notice I'm just lining up the zipper with the bottom seam. So again, we're going to slip that just to the edge of that presser foot and start serging right through that zipper all the way across. So there we have the bottom, one side of our little zipper bag finished. It's not the bottom, because you'll notice when we flip it out that this will actually be one of the ends of the zipper bag. So again, we still have our zipper halfway up. That's very, very important, because at this point, if we close that zipper up and serge off that zipper, we're not going to have a bag, because we will have serged off our zipper full. So make sure you keep that zipper halfway open. So now we're just lining up those zipper edges once again with the bottom of the little seam, the bottom of the seam. Okay, so I'll just flip it up and show you one more time. Even though we have the zipper open, we're just going to go ahead and just line up the edge line up the zipper edges with this bottom seam. Okay, so then we'll get started. We're just serging. Again, I'm going to serge right through that polyester zipper. If you needed at this point to stop and just raise the your second side of your zipper back to adjust it, you can do that also. So now we've serged the other end of our zipper. So look how nice and neat the finish you get with your serger. It cuts and finishes those edges so nicely. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and unzip our zipper the rest of the way. And go ahead and take the opportunity to just cut your tails about a 1/2 inch. That serge seam is not going to unravel. It's a nice sturdy seam. So when I'm doing bags, I usually will just leave about a 1/2 inch tail. So now we're going to fold over, start flipping over. One little trick I like to do is I'll just take that serged edge, turn it over on itself, and use my thumb to just slip that up into that corner, and that'll help give you a nice little pointed corner when you're turning that seam. So very quickly we're fixing to see our finished bag. So just I'm finishing up flipping it for you. Go ahead and zip it up. And I ran over to my iron and I gave it a nice little press. And here I am right after I pressed it. So look how nice and neat you have a little zipper bag. And you can do these bags in different sizes. This would be a great way to do shoe bags if you travel a lot. So you'll have a nice finished bag the size that for whatever you might need. I hope you enjoy trying one on your serger.